So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching all over the world. Welcome back to the Liverpool International Show. And this is our second class of the morning. If you've just joined us, this is the CSI Amateur A. So this is the bigger of the two amateur classes. And our first horse is just coming down the tunnel now. And we're expecting Lucinda Roche to come into the arena with WCE Falco. This is a horse she actually rode at the European Championships this year for Ireland in the juniors. Lucinda, I think, at this show being helped by Peter Charles, but she's been helped by Andrew Saywell in the past.
We've got 18 coming forward to compete in this competition. Again, the rules are the same.
This is a two-phase class.
1 to 8 in the first phase.
So 1 to 8 is the first phase and 9 to 14 the second phase.
Second phase against the clock, 9 to 14. 45 seconds of time allowed. The best of luck to all of them in this Andrews Byrne International Amateur 2 phase. The first to go, it is for Ireland, Lucinda Roche.
And once again, I'm joined by Jeff. Good morning, Jeff.
Morning, Corin.
Falco, the first to go in the Andrews Byrne Amateur 2 phase, Lucinda Roche.
Now, he's a useful little jumping horse, this Jeff. He's quite careful. He can get a bit strong, but he can jump a big fence.
I asked you before for the last class, Corin, where do you draw the line from amateur to... If she jumped in the juniors, she should be on top of her job here, should she?
Yeah, and I think... I sort of was under the impression if you jumped to Nations Cup, then that sort of took you out of the amateurs, but I don't know the ruling, and I'm going to make it my job to find out that ruling before tomorrow morning.
Good girl. But she's training with Peter Charles. I'm sure he can find a loophole somewhere.
And Lucinda just keeping this horse listening all the way around here, 1 to 8. Now when she's jumped 8, this is the start of the jump off now, so 9, it's 10.
She's not in too big a hurry. She's going for the clear round, which very wise on the first day.
Tight turn inside there. Ooh.
Lost a little bit of forward going momentum, but she got away with it.
So really, when she came to a standstill like that, it probably would have been easier to go round, wouldn't it, Jeff? Just as quick.
I would say so.
Well,
it's a clear round, though.
She's in the lead anyway.
It's not difficult to be in the lead when you're first to go, Jeff.
Shut up, she's in the lead.
And we've seen Ben earlier this morning, so we've got Ben coming back in now. Benavita. Ben, as we said before, trains with Tony Newbury down at Ashbourne Stables.
Probably 95% of the people out there won't remember Tony riding, but he was a very successful rider. What happened then, Corin?
Well, I think there was definitely a miscommunication. Horse jumped the first fence and sort of came away sideways, away from number 2.
I walked the course before, and I thought 1 to 2 was a very, very forward 5 strides, and I just thought to myself, on certain horses, it would be easier to take 6 strides rather than 5. The problem is if you start off open from 1 to 2, the horses get longer and longer as you're going round. That distance is also the last line in the second round. If I was riding, what I would do, I would go 6 strides the first time and then open it up for 5 strides in the jump off.
Yeah, and keeping that connection so important early on in the course, isn't it? See, therefore, the bell rings there now. The bell's rung, but Ben actually went on and jumped the next fence, which is the first fence in the jump-off, because it's in the related distance and it's right in front of him. So the judges would be OK with that, wouldn't they, Jeff?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So the 2 have gone.
You know, you don't want to start pulling the horses back teeth out just to avoid jumping the next fence. It's
33.79, the standard set here at the Andrews Byrne.
Common sense has got to come in.
And
these judges,
they do. William and
most of the time.
Fiona Dunning and Tony Newbury's Fleur Van Overis. William Rickert.
So we've got William Rickert now. William is on the current cohort of the ACE programme, the Advanced Apprenticeship in Sporting Excellence. He's actually based with Nicole Pavitt. Nicole Pavitt, a great rider herself. Oh, and another one.
It was a fancy sort of jump, wasn't it? The horse forgot he'd got 4 legs, and it took off on 2.
That must be quite a difficult line, that 1 to 2, Jeff. I mean, and maybe it's the distance. Maybe they're just not getting a good enough canter at 1 and think they're going to go up there on the 5. They obviously didn't walk the course with you and need that bit of advice that maybe they should go the 6.
Yeah. The main thing is get properly warmed up before you come in.
Yeah.
So you've got your horse so you can go forward, come back, so you've got an option. The second thing is, once you've made a plan, stick to it. You know, if you're going for 6, it walks a forward 5 strides. If you go in 5, get coming forward at the first fence, so you've got a forward going rhythm. If you go in 6, then you can take a lot more care at the first fence, the vertical. You can go to the outside a little bit, break your line, and then every stride's going to be even, but you're going to have 6 strides instead of 5 strides.
Yeah. And that would be where some of these riders that have walked the course with their trainers, that would be the sort of advice their trainers should really be feeding back to them at this point.
Yeah. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got a big stride.
But again, this horse is experienced, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realise which horse it was.
Yeah.
Eagles cost a lot. Out and out winner, this horse, with Matt Sampson. Really dropped down. He should be on top of his job in this class. The horse is a little bit of a comedian. He can be a bit cheeky, but he is a very, very talented horse when things go his way. He was second in the Gents Championship at the Scope Festival. Jumped a fantastic round to go, and everybody said he couldn't be beaten. Just a little fat old man beat him, sat next to you.
I wonder who that was then, Jeff.
They were raggy. Lightning wouldn't strike twice, that's for sure. Hey, oh, look at that.
But you said earlier in the class before, you know, when you watch Scott Brash and Ben and John and Michael make turns like that, it looks effortless, it's seamless. And, you know, when you watch Reese do that turn, you could just see the horse falling out of the outside shoulder, not quite straight when he got there. And that's all back down to that connection you were talking about. It's about the horse being in front of the leg and the rider really knowing the horse and how to make it work.
We'll not call it dressage, I don't know what dressage is, but it's control. And if you watch anything to do with horses, whether it be show jumping, dressage, eventing, driving, the best ones are always the ones that have got the most control. It's a connection between horse and rider, and it's not done with brute force, it's feeling, having the horse between your hand and your leg. Keep the back end coming forward into your hand. You see a lot of riders, they're tugging and riving at their head. They're trying to pull the front end back. Ride the back end forward and then just balance with your hands.
And Tess there, very experienced rider at this level. Competes at a lot of the global tours and he's very, very competitive on them as well. You can just see Tess there, come here you. Wait for me down that line. So just this vertical to jump and then she's into the jump off. So again in this 2-phase competition, this is the first fence in the jump off. So 9, tight round that top end to 10. She's not wasting any time here. Now will she get the inside turn? Yes, she has. So inside turn.
That was very well executed.
Very neat.
She turned, she kept the horse coming forward. She used her outside leg to get the horse's body round. it would be very easy to pull his head round to the right, and his body keep going straight on.
Well done, Tess. Really enjoyed the
And that actually takes her into the lead, Jeff. That was a very good round.
Baran go clear and into the lead. 30.05 the final time.
Tess is a very accomplished rider.
Very tight turns.
She's good on the flat. You were talking about the flat work. She's very good on the flat with her horses.
Now in second, but that leading time to be 30.05 as the ride now for Norway. This then is Senator Astrid Sinde and Vienna.
And now one of our Norwegian friends has joined us.
I don't know this one, Corinne, do you?
No, I don't at all.
That 5 strides, it doesn't look as long as what it walked. That's an advantage to, we all walk the course, but if you're early to go, you are at a little bit of a disadvantage because sometimes you walk a course and then you watch a few go and they ride differently to how you walk it. There's one rider in here, I'm not going to tell you which one. There's one rider going to try and take 6. When I was walking the course, I told him definitely 6. I hope he gets it right.
Yeah, so do I, based on the fact everyone else has gone 5 so far. Well, apart from the ones that didn't jump it at all.
I'm not going to tell you who it was.
Let's see if we can guess. And Abby's already been in this ring this morning. She came in, rode in the smaller class, the smaller amateur class this morning. And she's back in now with Master Milligan.
Master Milligan.
It's too early for me, this I'd kill for a bacon butty. As all my friends know, I am Billington PM, not AM.
And Abby, an event rider. As we say, went round early this year. She's braver than both of us doing that. Nice rhythm.
It's amazing how our job has changed. You know, these poles, the horses have got to be so careful nowadays. In the olden days, they were big, thick poles. They were sat in cups that you'd got to nearly knock the wing over to knock the fence down. Now the horses have got to be as careful as a nudist over a barbed wire fence.
But not only that, Jeff, of course, we've got safety cups as well. We didn't have safety cups like back in those days either. If you hit a back bar, you hit the floor.
You're riding for your life.
So Abby's jumped a slow clear there in the jump off, but she's still come into 3rd place.
Have also got that amazing leading rider prize to be competing for over the
tactical round, do you think, Jeff?
Courtesy of the
definitely. You know, they're all these amateurs. They're going to be nervous when they come in the ring. The horses are probably going to be nervous. The horses have probably never been in this environment before. I think it's good tactics. Try and jump a double clear today. Get that under your belt. It's their Grand Prix tomorrow, so if they got a nice round today, that will give them confidence going into tomorrow. If they jump the clear round, then they could have a right go in the jump off.
Mr. Wright's Carano.
I've seen Gemma on this horse a few times out in Oliver Nova. She's very competitive out in Spain with it. He just cramped a little bit there, though. That was a kiss of death again, wasn't it?
Best go back to Spain.
Ooh, that's not where she wanted to be in front of that jump, that was for sure.
The problem is, you know, Corinne, things come at you very quickly. You've got to think so quick, and if something goes wrong out there, all of a sudden it's like you're in the middle of a pinball machine. Things keep hitting you from side to side, bang, 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 bang. And once you break your rhythm, it's very difficult to get back into it.
And that fence 7 is actually across the short side of the arena, isn't it? It's built sort of across the narrowest part of the ring, and that's quite difficult for even the top riders to ride, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the course designers, they haven't gone too soft on the amateurs.
Well, it is the full stare in the first phase battle.
The horse has a little whoopsie, and he starts sucking back at you a little bit, so you have to put more pressure on. You start riding him forward with a bit more pressure than you normally would, and he starts to run away, so you've got to pull a little bit harder than you would pull, and it all snowballs into a disaster.
Competing over these couple of days for that wonderful leading rider prize of that Mini Cooper Countryman. Well, the ride now for Belgium. Gentlemen in great
Bruno,
form in the amateur B competition.
Belgium, but lived in England for many a year.
Next ride of the day, Bruno goes to Hush and Amiro 2.
It'll be interesting to see how many he takes from 1 to 2.
Now then, Jeff. This wouldn't be the one you told to go on 6, would it?
I'll tell you in a minute.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank Christ he didn't listen to me.
Actually, to be fair to you, this is quite a big striding horse. I think he'd have struggled on the 6.
Don't make excuses, I cocked up. Tad's got a big step, that horse, hasn't he?
He has. He just ran out of room there, that was for sure.
Yeah.
And again, the rideability so important. You could see Bruno there saying, look, you know, we're making too much ground here, come here. And actually, there wasn't really a lot of reaction from the horse. Bruno seemed to be doing all the right actions, but nothing was happening.
Yeah.
I think I guess that's into that second phase of jumping, but the two fences go down, and it's 8 falls there for Amiro 2, and Bruno goes to Hush for Belgium, 34.41, the final time. Still puts
next to go Ashley Harrison. I saw her walk in the course with Guy Williams, so if she gets into the jump off, I know what her instructions will be. Lose its head and let its mind wander.
Yes, they have a good run round, that's for sure.
It is Ashley Harrison now.
Guy, a man that never goes for second place.
No, and an absolutely brilliant rider against the clock. When we talk about getting a horse balanced around the corner and turning back to a fence, he's a genius at it.
Guys, as we're sat in Liverpool, it reminds me of I once watched a thing on Bill Shankly, and they were interviewing him, and they said, is winning everything? He said, no, lad, it's a lot more important than that. You're better to be dead than second. That's Guy's outlook on life.
And Jeff, you'll be pleased to know we aren't sat here talking to ourselves. We actually have got some people watching the live stream. They're watching us in Spain and Germany and the United States.
What did I say?
Ooh, Ashley, a bit deep there.
If they're watching the United States, they can't sleep. Well, they've had a bloody good night, and they're on their way to bed.
Well, it is that fence near the gate that goes 4 faults in the first phase. Bad luck, Ashley Harrison. And,
so I think that would have been a good one to watch in the jump off there. That was a shame, that fence down in the first phase.
If the smallest word in the dictionary with the biggest meaning.
International two-phase. Of course, providing the wonderful surface that we're competing on here at the Equestrian.com Liverpool International Horse Show. Looking forward as well to the 4-star international jumping that will be getting underway this afternoon. Well, top island again, Kirsten Farr.
Okay, so we've got Kirsten Farr now on a little horse called Our Candy. Now, Our Candy jumped at the European Championships with Will Edwards. And you would remember its mother.
I do. Its mother, I was part of the Olympic team in Sydney 2000, and Carl Edwards rode its mother, A Bit More Candy.
She's a real little dinger, this horse. She's careful, she jumps. To be fair, I've not seen Kristen on her very much.
Oh, that was unlucky.
Yeah, it was unlucky. But I have seen a lot of the horse.
It's really careful, and what happened then was the horse, it backed off. It was so much wanted to jump the front bar. It backed off, went high, and didn't just get across the fence, and just chipped it the back bar with his back legs.
So as it stands, we've got those 3 double clears at the top of the leaderboard. Test Carmichael.
So we've got a few more to go, Jeff, but there's only 3 double clears. What would you be thinking now?
Well, you don't have to go berserk to go in the lead, do you? Just looking down the list, Tony Pearson won the last class, and he could be having a double if things go right for him. Tony's a rider that is totally on top of his job in this class. He'll be coming in with confidence after winning the first class. So that's where my money is. But we're back to Maddie Kellett now. Maddie, trained by Mary Marsh.
Mary was on crutches today, I see. She's torn the ligaments in her knee. So she wasn't walking the distances very well at all.
First fence down, that's a bit disappointing. She did get the 6 strides. Probably a lot easier when you go a foot too low at the first one.
Sort of stops you dead in your tracks, really, doesn't it? There certainly wasn't much forward momentum. And that's that bell ringing to say thanks, Maddie, but not today.
Finishing on the 8 faults there with Smokey Malone.
2 down, but still not a bad round, you know, it's all experience.
She's smiling, she's happy.
Yeah.
Big pat for the horse.
It's a big thing coming in here.
Yeah, I don't think we can underestimate that.
In the opening amateur B class here this morning. Now with Bridget Byrne.
We've got Aisling Byrne now. Now, Aisling was second in the last class, so she'll be very well aware that Tony is after her in this class.
I think at this stage she's got to worry about the fences, not who's coming behind her.
Oh, you never know. She's quite competitive.
Yeah. You can only do what your horse is capable of. You know, it's you throw the gauntlet down, then if somebody comes behind you and beats you, then good luck to them. But if you can put the pressure on, people make mistakes when they're under pressure. And if the people are nervous, then they put it through to the horse.
But back to that confidence thing, you know, you said Tony will be coming in full of confidence. She will also, won't she?
I think confidence is a thing that it's not just in our sport, it's in every sport. You know, if you're having an unlucky run, you see a tight turn and you're a little bit nervous about executing it. If you're on a winning streak, you'll turn back to fences, and the fence just seems to be in the right place every time.
Yeah. That was a good turn back there, Jeff.
Yeah.
The time to beat 30.05.
Go on. 1, 2, 3. Got the 5. Perfect.
And I don't think she's quite quick enough. No, she's into second.
That was a nice round, though.
Yeah. So Tess is still in the lead. Tess Carmichael's still in the lead with Boran.
From a young lady in fine form here at the Equestrian.com Liverpool International Horse Show, Ainsley Byrne, and Wellview Classic Dream, 30.55, goes into second. But it is Tess Carmichael that's still leading the way on Boran.
And it really is that tight turn back to fence 12 that's make or break. Both Tess and Aisling rode that turn really, really well, didn't they? And that saved them a lot of time.
Yeah.
Now we've got Jake Aston. Now, if he jumps clear, he won't be going for a happy clear round in the second round.
You don't think so?
I know not. His sister will be one of the fastest riders around. And his dad will be screaming at him in the tunnel, hurry up and go faster.
Yeah. That's if he's not on the burger bar.
Jake just having a little set up there to that double with the horse.
It's a good story, this. Jake, he's been around the shows all his life watching his sister, but he hasn't been riding long, I don't think, Corinne. Competitively, yeah.
No,
maybe he rode at home, but...
Yeah, no, he did a little bit, and then he just didn't like it very much. He wasn't really into it like his sister. But I tell you what he is the most unbelievable golfer.
Yeah?
He is a fantastic golfer.
Blimey heck, he wants to get on that golf course and practice then. You won't have the expenses with a bag of golf clubs. It's with a big horse box and 6 horses in the back of it.
Put your golf clubs in the garage and walk away for a couple of weeks, can't you?
Still led by Tess Carmichael, ahead of Ashley Byrne and Lucinda Roche. That's the current top 3. But it is Lucinda that's back with us now.
Now, Lucinda's already been in once.
Now back with us on,
and she's in third place at the moment with Falco, WCE Falco. So can she go a little bit better with this horse, Lucky Carros?
Keep quoting the old sportsman, but can you remember what was it? Arnold Palmer, I think, said, "The more you practice, the luckier you get."
Yeah.
It's the same in any sport.
For sure.
You know, in our job, there's no point going to a show and trying a tight turn back if you haven't practiced it at home. You've got to trust yourself, hold your nerve. It's not necessarily the one that goes the fastest, it's the one that goes the shortest route.
And that's a very valid thing you've just said there, Jeff. You shouldn't be doing anything in the ring that you haven't practiced at home, really, should you?
No.
You don't have to practice it over great big jumps, but you can practice turnbacks over very small fences.
In my arena, I have lots of cavalettis, and I don't jump the horses every day, but you can be cantering around working the horses. Cantering over a cavaletti doesn't take anything out of them. It's not like a jump, but what it does do, it stops the horse rushing. When he sees a pole, it stops him rushing at it. You can stay in a rhythm, and it doesn't matter whether the fence is 2 foot high, 4 foot high, or 6 foot high. You don't have to go any quicker. It's the rhythm and the balance.
Inside turn again here. That was neat. But she's gone round.
Chicken.
She should at least have gone through there, shouldn't she?